And once again, everybody. So now that I am much calmer than I was when I did the videos most recently, which I don't know if I'm going to post because good God, um, we are going to calmly talk about the battle in the deserty butthole of the planet. Okay. And we're just going to get through a couple key things. So, one, if it hasn't been made incredibly apparent to you as time has gone on post Coof, you should start living like a prepper and you should get your things in order now. All right. Long range, medium range, short range, ultra close range, lead dispensing devices, and the things that are loaded into them. Food, of course, rice and beans, do it. Peanut butter as well. Have at least some kind of functioning stockpile of food. All right, ideally the cheapest. Well, cheap within reason. Don't end up buying, some kind of irradiated shit. All right. Stockpile food, stockpile fuel, in gas cans, not inside a residential living space. I still remember the video of the one dude who literally give. It was before AI. This was legit. Dude put a tarp in his Dodge pickup and just started free pumping into the bed of his pickup, splashing gasoline fucking everywhere. All right. Literally turned his pickup into a pool. And it's just like, dude, good God. But stockpiling fuel, food, munitions, um, yeah, you got to do it. You got to do it. All right. Things are not becoming more stable. The new normal is we've entered the terminal phase of the decline of the country. Okay. So, also tied in with that, now that we are having attacks, given it was at least one of them so far was at a college, and it's just like honestly, the colleges are pretty fucking shit. I don't know why the hell anybody's still going to college, but whatever. If mommy and daddy are paying for it, whatever. Um, don't be in the places that are most likely to be hit and keep to yourself, mind your own business, get in, get out. All right. That's pretty much how you should be functioning at this stage of the game. Okay. If we are legitimately going to have particularly larger scale attacks in the country, you do not want to be going to any kind of escape from the high population density areas. All right. Maybe not go to the sports ball. Maybe avoid crowded places. All right. This is the thing. Random acts of terror. It, it's a thing. They're random. They don't necessarily have to, hit specific people as long as they do a lot of damage that gets the point across. So mind your P's and Q's, do your thing. Stay the fuck out of the clusterfuck that we're trapped in now. Alright? Now, focusing on that part, we're fucking trapped. We're stuck with this. Deserty butthole land, once again, is going to prove to be. I know a lot of people have said it already in the previous videos I mentioned it, but this is probably where the U.S. empire officially dies. Okay. The oil shock alone. I mean, we all see the prices going up. The oil shock alone is going to On its own, it's going to create inflation, but then it is going to rebound. There's going to be an aftershock of inflation to follow that every time the prices go up. All right, all your major transportation costs are going up. It's going to get to the point because going back to like 2006, 7, 8, all right, the last time oil surged, like really surged, you did have the logistics companies, all right, the shippers. You had them starting to button up, all right. They're gonna start running the routes less. You're gonna have to have massive amounts of volume to get the trucks to move. All right, they're just slow motion, only operate when necessary, and start laying off everybody because we cannot afford the fuel. All right, this oil shock is going to, of course, it's already hit just about every country so far, but it is going to continue. All right, this is gonna prove to be very unpopular, and of course, we can't afford to lose the war now because we have to win to save face. But now we're in a position where the general threat level is rising, and the chances of trying to pull out smoothly are largely off the table. The one linchpin, so we've been, of course, the West has been using Ukraine as the way to grind down the Russians in terms of their war capabilities, but really all it did is got them to spin up their war factories to full fucking steam, and they've adapted and they've jumped in on the drone warfare and everything else. And now that we're stuck in sandy butthole land, um, they are absolutely going to pump it with everything they got. Russia's going to do it. China's going to do it. Any of the BRICS members who are going to actually be solid BRICS members going into the future, that whole Eastern bloc is going to pump. I almost said Ukraine again. They're going to pump sandy butthole land in order to do as much damage and burn through as many of our resources as they possibly can in order to just grind the pain and blow up the economy. Because this is the thing, the American economy is incredibly weak. Most of the world economy is incredibly weak, but between the U.S. and Europe losing their gas, okay, or at least in our case, losing 25% total of our fuel inputs, and Europe, fuck, they're probably losing 50, 60, 70%. Japanese are losing 70%. They've got a couple of months, unless they cut some kind of a deal. Chinese tankers can go through the strait. Nobody else can. So we're in a bit of trouble. This is not going to end. This is not going to end. We're going to be stuck with this until it exhausts the empire entirely. Okay. Now, because I am still relatively in the calm and laid back mood mindset, I'm not going to go into all of the other connections because there are so many. Although I would absolutely just like to throw out there, look very closely at all of the events that happened in other countries and ask yourselves the question, who benefits most from the things that happened in countries that, such as China, that were quickly ripped out of the social media and hidden. Russia was attacked, China was attacked, all of these surrounding nations of dusty, sandy butthole land were attacked. Now, it doesn't necessarily, I mean, there is, of course, the religious conflict, but it doesn't necessarily serve to their benefit to get literally every single fucking country embroiled in a third world war and to try to legitimately trigger actual Armageddon. But we're going to stop there before I lose my cool. All right. You, coming back to how we started this, you have to live life like a prepper now. And you have to start focusing on literally every single bit of intel that you can get. The supply chain, logistics, all of that shit, we're not going to be able to, honestly, I mean, the US will be able to keep some kind of reason, but 25% less fuel means at minimum 25% more pricing. But when you compound with the increasing demand and the fact that people are going to still have to go to work and things are still going to have to move around the country, that's going to go to the moon. That's going to go to the moon. Especially for Europe. Good luck, those of you over in Europe. Legitimately, good fucking luck. Especially now that the Russians want to divert all of the fuel. All right, even the little bit that was allowed to go to Europe, now that they want to divert everything, they finally got us in the vice. This is the thing. We're going to watch the empire decline in sandy, dusty butthole land. And there ain't really shit we could do about it. Okay? Outside of prepare for the possibility that the entire global economy and the logistics systems just prepare for everything to fall apart. And that's really all you can do. Anything beyond that, it is what it is. So, prep today. All right. The best prep is the preps you made yesterday, the day before. It is what it is. The sooner you get your shit together, get on the rice and beans plan, the better. Okay. I'm going to end it here. If you're interested in personal or business consulting, stop by www.spadesconsulting.com without the dash. Written work down below in the Substack. And if you like and appreciate the video, like, favorite, sub, share. Do all of the things. Ring the bell. Apologies. Ring the bell, tickle the bell, ding the bell, do all things to your heart's content to the bell, leave a comment, hype it, and I will see you in the next one.